Hello again, dear citizens of Terra Villa. Busy days, right? Lots of announcements, lots of things going on, and just like we want. Today, what I want to go through with you is some of the changes that Luke announced on his Twitter a few hours ago, and he covered most of the things in the AMA. If you can check the Discord, I'll post a link also in this video so you can check the YouTube video. I suggest you to really go through the video because it was very interesting to see the long-term vision for Pixels. But he covered a little bit in more detail in the Twitter post, so we're going through that. And and yeah, that's it. So if you like this content, please subscribe and leave your comments. And let's start. So good morning. This is 10th of uh, this is the 10th of February. If you are a time traveler and you're coming from the future, so for your reference, this video was recorded on Saturday, 10th of February 2024. Yeah, so let's check the Twitter. If you haven't checked again, the AMA, which is available on YouTube. I'll link this video also on the description. But yeah, it was very good to see how Luke feels about the game, and this is just the beginning. He mentions a lot of times that this is just the beginning of Pixel. So basically, they have lots of plans, lots of new things to come, and lots of new opportunities. If you are just like me that just joined Pixel, I think this is a great opportunity to start indeed, because everything resets now and everything will change. So every player will need to adapt to this new reality. I mean, those who have farm already are in an advantage, but that we cannot surpass, because unless you can afford to buy land, yeah, you'll be on the same level that those players are. But I think they are doing a great job to trying to put on the same level everyone. So let's take a look on what he announced. It was 15 hours ago on Twitter, some of the changes that he mentioned already in the AMA, but let's go through it and see what it looks like. Before starting, just a little bit of my background story with Pixel. I started playing because initially I showed my wife this game because she's very into farming games, building games like SimCity, and she was trying to find another one. And I showed her, and she decided to try, and eventually I got attached to it too because I wanted to beat her. So yeah, here we are. Yeah, that's my story. Worth mentioning also that I'm not a VIP member, and I'm not an investor, so I started playing Pixels just for fun. I eventually bought some berries, which now came to be a good deal, as I bought in the pump, I would say. But yeah, the main idea was just to play and have fun for a while, and yeah, I'm playing addictively for the latest 3 weeks now. And yeah, probably will buy VIP and all those kind of things. Unfortunately, farmlands are very expensive nowadays, so don't think I'll be able to buy one. The entry point already has passed. But yeah, let's check what we have in the news so we can look into it. So chapter 2 is starting. Some of the changes are still rolling up. Not all of them, as I'm aware, are present in the game. So the specs, which was one of the things that Luke mentioned in the AMA, is not yet present, but it should be in the upcoming days/weeks or months. So chapter 2 will bring several new interconnected systems that will all change how players interact with land. Understanding of these systems are, I think, crucial. Yeah. Land and resource steering. So spec upgrades are coming. This means that we'll have further progression on land upgrading with farmlands NFTs essentially being endgame land progression. Farmlands NFTs will be among the highest tiers. In addition, Pixel is adding dozens of new resources to game. Each of these resources will have tiers associated with them. High tier resource will generally only be available on higher tiered lands. This is very good change, in my opinion, since I just joined Pixel because I was looking at the spec and no utility really for that. And that's kind of a good thing, in my opinion, because it allows even free-to players to earn some resources, not the highest tier ones, which I think is very fair because to show some support for the ones that are here since the beginning and off some farmland. So it's fair enough that they have those high tier resources into their lands. What about crafting and resource collection changes? This is one of the changes that most of us already saw. If you try to use, let's say, for a meal or a workbench or whatever, if you try to chop some trees in someone's farmland, those resources are you're gonna to have to wait till the other player stop using that resource in order for you to gain access to that. This is happening also with trees. So if someone goes to a land and farm all those trees, when you went there will no tree left for you to chop. So this is something to take in consideration because this is drastically change how we interact with the game. Because if there was this those lands, for example, that has far apiary or far mines, and you went there and lots of people at the same time using the same resources, and now it's not possible anymore. So you have to wait until it's free again so you can use. That will change a lot the dynamics. About taskboard again, it was introduced I think yesterday. Now we can trade some resources for pixels, for pixel, and yeah, this is basically what he is explaining in this section. Many of those resources can be turned into pixel turned in for pixel to the taskbar. A new system has just introduced it this week. I think it was yesterday. And guilds. Yeah, now this is one of the major changes, the guild system, because now you only be able, or actually at least they introduced the possibility for guilds to choose who can farm on their lands. So this is kind of different. So in the future or in the upcoming weeks, I imagine that free farm on whatever land that you find in the game will not be possible anymore, and kind of force the player to join a guild and to be active. And yeah, so let's see. Can you just play pixel? Yeah, this is one of the precautions that they had. Can you just not play pixels or even get access or ever get access to rare resources? Of course not. Pixel is soon releasing guild support inside of the game. Guilds can group lands together and set permissions on their land. A guild will be able to make it so only guild members can harvest resources on their land. So yeah, this is basically the change. And also one of the things that he mentioned is that eventually in the future, even inside the guild, it will have the possibility to give some roles to the guild members, and only some of the roles will be able to collect some of the higher tier resources produced on that lands owned by the guild. Yeah, it's this one for me. It's a massive change. About taskbar earnings, I think this is basically how Pixels encountered to compensate landowners for specific price pools and things like that on the taskbar. So it will differentiate because landowners will be rewarded with some specific tasks for them. I assume that they will be higher rewards than the normal one. On ethos, transparent will generally try to focus community game development and messaging on gameplay around land rather than direct earnings. This is also a good thing for the future of the game, and from I'm seeing, just like Luke mentioned in the EMA, on long term, it will be beneficial because all of those changes, they kind of force the players to play the game. It's not just like trying to farm some water meat to collect some resources and to be to get some money out of it. Now with those changes, there is this compelling to indeed to play the game. So that's a good thing in my opinion. Yeah. I don't know if I'm the best person to say that because I just started the game, and yeah, but I welcome all those changes as a free-to-play player. Actually, I started, but yeah, I'll migrate eventually to have VP access and all those things. And finally, he just put some final thoughts. Launch of Pix will likely bring a larger new audience into the game and the ecosystem. Some of new games, I don't know for sure, but of course some of the new players will be just for speculation for the Web3 thing and trying to play to earn. But yeah, and all of these changes will roll out over 2 or 3 months, so they are coming in the upcoming weeks, months, and they're not just throwing all those changes at the same time, so it has some cadency, so it will be good. Now my final thoughts. Just read through the final thoughts on Luke. Yeah, for me as a newcoming player, those changes are very beneficial for the whole ecosystem of the game. I don't know exactly how the community will accept that, but yeah, mostly of the changes in thinking like a gamer first and not as an investor, for me all those changes are in the long term very beneficial to the game. On the investment side, there is the launch pool option where you can stake some BNBs in reward. You have some pixels at the end of this period. It's been 2 days now, almost 2 days, and it will be like that until February 19th. So you'd still have some days to farm. I don't know if that it's a good option indeed, because you have to stake a lot of BNB in order to get some pixels, unless you are a real investor and have lots of money to put on it. Even so, I don't know if that's a good thing to do. And that's it. I just wanted to show the launchpad page on the Binance, and that there is this possibility to earn some rewards by staking BNB, even though I really don't recommend that much. And that's all for today, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.